Smack Talk Live, episode number 16. I mean, what a week it has been so far. The news keeps on rolling. We're getting super close. Next week, Power Slap number 8, live and free on Rumble from Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. We keep getting more information. We've got a ton of new partnerships. We got announcements, and we've got Leaf trading cards coming. Ding! It's an amazing time to be alive and be a part of Power Slap. How jacked are you of everything we found out in seemingly the last 48 hours?
It's a lot of information, to be honest with you, man. I'm pretty excited about not only merch obviously being available now. I think the mouth guards is a really nice look. You see that as sort of this pillar of MMA. You know, fighters enjoy being able to kind of customize those mouth guards and actually use it sometimes to represent certain things, whether that be their native home flags or certain writing or to pay homage to somebody who's helped them a lot. And then of course, for me personally, as a newer card collector, I'm really excited about the Leaf deal, man. I just feel like, again, in the last, like you said, 48 hours, I mean, it's like a tornado has come through of Power Slap information.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it. We're going to break down all those topics that you just discussed. I mean, we had CJ Breen on from Leaf. We interviewed him earlier today. So guess what? Slap News is working hard. We're working those channels. We're building those relationships. We're doing real journalistic stuff to be able to do the work, to find out, to get more information for you guys. So if you are following along, you've hit that subscribe button, you hit the notification bell on YouTube, you're going to get the latest up-to-date information because we keep on working hard for you guys. But I mean, less than 60 minutes ago, we got a fight announcement. We're still waiting. Where is the card? Where is that main card? But we got one match, and what a banger it is in the super heavyweight division. We've got Dane Viernes, the Hawaiian Hitman, going up against Dwayne Crespo, making his super heavyweight debut. And what a way to go against the number one contender in Dane Viernes. What does that say for the belief that the brass have in Dwayne Crespo to give him a match like this right off the bat?
I mean, keep in mind, man, at heavyweight, he's been a contender for a while. Obviously, he's not an undefeated guy, but Dwayne's incredibly tough. He's one of those guys that has a really sharp skill. Obviously, he's taken some liking to the coaching aspect of things, with a lot of newer strikers giving him credit or crediting him in a way for a lot of the sort of wrinkles in their game and being able to perform in a certain way. And we've seen strikes that kind of look a lot like that Dwayne Crespo signature strike. So I think it's fair that you have a guy who's been at number 1, number 2 in the heavyweight division. He moves up to super heavyweight, hasn't really had any crazy devastating losses. He's losing to some of the best guys in the world, and he's also beating some of the best guys in the world. And so I think moving him, over to super heavyweight and maintaining that sort of area in the rankings, I think is really fair for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. We're going to see a guy come in with athleticism. We're not sure where he's going to come. I would assume he's going to come in at 280 to 300 pounds potentially. We see him hitting the, milk and protein shake diet. We know he's going out for a nice meal right now. We just got off the phone with him. He's super excited that this was able to come to fruition. He's really excited that it's Dane Viernes. I mean, you know what? We're looking at it. We've got the super heavy title on the line. We've got his brother, the crazy Hawaiian, going up against Danny Van Heerden. We also know that we've got this matchup, and then we have Dumpling. We don't know his opponent yet, but we do know of 3 super heavyweight matches on this particular card, really pushing the growth of that division. We know it's a fan favorite, and now we're getting a breath of new talent and fresh air into the division, representing here at Power Slap number 8. And so we're going to see the big boys are going to be coming out in full force. If you didn't see it 2 weeks back, we had the great super heavyweight debate, and we spoke to a lot of the top guys in the division. So you can always go over there on our YouTube channel and check that out if you didn't get a chance to. What's our longtime follower, Sam, my man? The Hitman 350 to 380?
Yeah, so it seems like Chad thinks that size is going to be a problem here.
Okay.
I think under normal circumstances, I tend to agree. But I think once these guys get up above a certain weight threshold, I don't think that you're looking at a huge fluctuation of power in the northern direction, meaning more powerful guys. I think you're actually going to see more of a guy like Cody Vallo, who's a big boy, but according to his numbers, doesn't exactly hit the hardest. And so I think somebody like Dwayne, having taken strikes from a guy like Ryan Phillips, who has an exceptionally hard, hit, if you will, based on both the numbers and what we've seen, I think that he's well prepared for what some of these guys are going to give him. And I don't actually think the super heavyweights are that much more stronger than the heavyweights.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, like I said, the athleticism, when the guys are pushing that upper end of 400 pounds, we see that they lose that, the rotational, movement to be able to generate that power from their lower body and be able to transfer through in their slaps. So we're going to see Dwayne come in at the lower end, kind of very similar to how, James Stonier came in up, the first time we've seen him at the super heavyweight. So we're going to see that be able to play. And I don't think we've seen someone with that level of athleticism. I mean, Evian Scott, maybe, who comes in as one of the lighter guys, but I think Dwayne is even a notch up in terms of the athletic ability that he has naturally. And so we're going to see it. I think the biggest difference, at super from what I've seen being there, is that the hands on some of these guys, the super heavyweights, literally are the size of the guy's face. So it's very hard sometimes when you talk about a clean strike versus a club, because if you look at how big some of the hands are of, the Hawaiian brothers, Danny Van Heerden, it's almost inevitably has to be a club every time because of how massive their actual palms are, so obviously if they hit straight, it's all good, but I think we're going to see it in this particular instant. And we're going to see, first and foremost, you can say they're throwing to the wolves, but as you alluded to, it has proven in the heavyweight division that he can go up against that elite and talent. And so he's going into heavy or super heavy. And then we're going to see how that meshes out, because we know that they're definitely putting a focus on it into the future events. And then obviously going up against whoever the winner of the Crazy Hawaiian and Danny Van Heerden is in the future. And so we're going to get a lot of clarity in the super heavyweight division here. And it's going to be a big shakeup depending on how these matchups go. We obviously don't have the lines out yet from Vegas as to who's going to be the favorite in this one to start. I think it's probably safe to say that the Hawaiian Hitman will probably open as the favorite on this line, just from, recency bias, as well as maybe some of that, Hawaiian fanfare. But it's definitely going to be an exciting match. Do you think this is going to be over early, or do you see this going deep and potentially to a decision?
Yeah, I think this is a decision fight. I think both guys have been tried and tested, even in some of the fights that Dwayne lost against a power guy like Nate Bernard. He just stays there standing. He doesn't fall very often. Obviously, there's one exception to that, and his name happens to be Damian DeBell. But I think both of these guys have proven their chin, and I expect this to be a longer fight.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know if this is a main card fight or an undercard fight, but we know regardless it's going to be fireworks. Incredibly exciting to see this match. Based off what we know now, is this shaping up to be already potentially the best card we've had of any of the 8 live events?
I need more of the card. I'll be honest with you. I need more of the card. I think 5 was massive, not only because I was there, but that was Turpin Wolverine 1, Sheena Christine, right? That was kind of Sheena's coming out party. Wesley, Travis, Vern against Bear. I felt like 5 was a big card as well. I need more fights, but I do think of the cards that we've seen this year, for sure, this is the biggest card yet.
Yeah. I think from an entertainment standpoint, and I think how electric it's going to be in there, I think this one has the potential to take the cake, to be completely honest with you, because I think the super heavyweight match is going to be electric. I think also Emmanuel Muniz versus Anthony Blackburn is also going to be a dog fight. I think Vern Cathy and Austin Turpin, I'm really excited for this. Actually, of those 3 that we've known for a while now, that match might be the one that I'm the most excited about. And I don't know if it's just because of the change of scenery of getting away from Wolverine, but I know the war of words are happening. Cathy's on his comeback. So I'm super jacked for that matchup as well. And the implications that has at the light heavyweight division. And then now hearing about Dane and Dwayne Crespo. All of these are much watch TV. You're not going to want to definitely tune away from the Rumble app when you see this. And we keep on seeing, the guys in the chat talking about athleticism and how much it matters and the fighters in these divisions. Dwayne moving up, and depending on how quickly he's moving up here, hopefully he's adding weight in a proper way and doesn't just have unnecessary weight. Because obviously we know you can't, if you get fat, you're not going to be able to transfer that into any sort of power. So hopefully he's not trying to play a number game. Hopefully he's not trying to hit that 310, 320, 330, because at some point it's just going to be useless weight that's not going to allow him to transform in his actual athleticism. But I think something for Dwayne, probably in that range of 285 to 290 is probably going to be kind of that sweet spot for him, where he's going to be able to maintain that athleticism, but then put on a bit of extra weight that hopefully can bring a little bit of extra power. But I mean, we've seen him take, care of some guys at heavyweight. And obviously you talked about his technique being able to pull him through as well. So, I do want to, before we go to the next story though, I do want to thank the fans of Slap News. The last week has been phenomenal. You guys have showed up, showed out. You guys have supported everything that we have done, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You guys have really been showing up. We appreciate every single person that shares our content, hands down. I mean, we do this because we love it. We do it because we care. And honestly, we appreciate everybody, the fans, the strikers, everybody that reshares, everybody that posts, everybody that comments, that interacts with our content. We greatly appreciate it. Both myself, and Ding, appreciate you a ton for doing that. It's the way that we're going to grow this organically and keep on building the best fan base in slap fighting. I think we can say that hands down. Don't you agree, Ding?
I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Honestly, this week's been incredible. And like I said, sometimes it's tough to keep up, but there's so much news dropping. We don't necessarily know when it's all dropping, but we stay on top of it and we report the news as it comes. So, definitely much appreciated to everybody who tunes in week after week.
Yeah. And I mean, you know what? We really appreciate everybody, like I said before. And as always, you're getting journalistic integrity for the most part from us. When we put something out, it is official. We've cleared it through sources and trusted sources by putting in the time, energy, and effort to be able to foster these relationships. We really don't put stuff out that we don't have full confirmation. There's a lot of things that we have, and we never sell out our sources or anything else like that. And we wouldn't go on speculation unless we know for sure that it is taking place. And I mean, in the fight game, we see fights change all the time. Look at 303. Connor's out. The co-main event, out. Obviously, the fight game was incredibly hard to put out. Just like you guys, we want the fight card to be released. And I mean, we're sitting here now, 9 days away, and we still don't know the entire card. But I can assure you, by speaking to Frank and Erica, that they are both working incredibly hard to get this together, and we're going to be in for a treat once it all comes out. Like I said, I think the collection of matches that they are putting forth here for International Fight Week is going to be something to behold. And if you're not there, tickets are still available. You can get regular price tickets now for as low as $69 to be in the venue. Probably the best value you're going to find on the strip during International Fight Week. Give it a try. I'm telling you, being there live in person is like nothing else. They do a phenomenal job on the live stream on Rumble. Can't take anything away with that, but you need to experience it. And for the low price of $69, come on, get out there, put your butts in those seats, because it's going to be electric. All right, my man, let's keep on going. We've got a ton of stuff to talk about. Let's bring up first the Gladiator Custom Mouthguards. Let's talk about their deal that they strike with Power Slap, because I think it's very unique in a sense. We're going to play the video that they launched with it. So here we go. We've got some guys from season 3 in here, which we're going to talk about a little bit later as well, but we're seeing these in action, that they've already used these mouth guards. So very, very cool to see that. Here we go. Got a nice blue one with the Power Slap logo on it. We see it also has their name on the right side, which I think is incredibly cool. So obviously that this has been in the work. They've tested this before, and they've tested it during the season. They officially announced. We've got Darren Godfrey from the UK. Talk with some of that personality that you spoke about. How do we know this is from season 3? Well, you see the necklaces. That's where the mic attaches to. So we know that that's from this season. We see Cody Turniak coming back, one of the original guys from the tryouts, I guess now 2 marches ago. So very, very cool to see that partnership evolve. We did reach out to Gladiator Custom Mouthguards. Unfortunately, we didn't hear back from anybody. We wanted to get them on the show. We wanted to get an interview to see their side of how jacked they are for this partnership, but very cool to see that they are involved. Ding, anything else you want to add about this potential partnership that they have and how it's going to bring out more personality from the fighters?
Yeah, you know what? You touched on it there. I think the personality from the fighters aspect is extremely important here. Again, you get camera time sometimes. Maybe the broadcast is not exactly able to make out what you say, but if you have something on your mouth guard that's important to you, something that you want to represent, whether that's peace, not war, or, whatever it is. I've seen a lot of them. I'm sure any MMA fan who watches UFC has seen tons of them over the years. So I just think it's a great opportunity to allow some of those strikers to show some of their personality, and two, represent things that are near and dear to them, outside of the stage.
Yeah. I mean, have to give props to Cody Cox, one of the original cats to get custom with the mouth guard. He had a kitty mouth guard that he did up and kind of showing some of his personality. So neat to see, how all these guys are going to be able to get these custom mouth guards, be able to show off their personality, things that mean things to them. And we'll see how the guys use it, I think, in very short order and how they differentiate themselves. We've seen before that they're actually targeting, obviously, the shoes that these guys wear, the personality, taking pictures of, the kicks and everything else. This is just one extra way that they're going to show their personality. We know they have to wear the jersey. We know they have to wear the pants. But these are just some extra ways that they can show a little bit of their background and people can relate to them and help push their narrative overall. So let's get into it. We've seen some of these guys, some of the new guys from season 3. Ding, who's this first guy?
That would be Dakota McGregor.
All right. What do we know about Dakota McGregor? Do we know anything? That
he shares a last name with a very, very famous person. And he kind of looks a little like him. I don't know if he's Irish, but I would imagine. I do know that he's Irish. I don't know if he's from Ireland. Like you said, just based on what he's got around his neck, it looks like a season 3 image for sure. And also those jerseys match the replicas that are up on the site for merch right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's cool to see. I like the collar, the V-neck of these actual jerseys. We talked about it earlier. Cody Turniak, which I believe he calls himself Big Bird. He's going to have some Big Bird hunting shirts coming out pretty soon, but he's going to be back on the show. He was one of the original tryout guys 2 Marches ago. We weren't able to actually see him at a live event, but great to see that they brought him back as part of season 3, and we'll see how he makes out. Like I said, that necklace is a giveaway for all of us that he's part of that show, and really cool to see that they were able to cut some of that footage for this partnership with Gladiator Custom Mouthguard. As well, we've got Darren Godfrey, another guy that they brought back from the original trials, guy that's been away, guy from the UK. I mean, from International Fight Week. Great to see them bring in some international talent into this. Really, like Britain, we haven't spoken about a lot when we looked at demographics and hotspots for Power Slap yet. We know Dana talks very fondly of the UFC whenever they go there, which isn't all that frequent, but we haven't talked about Britain, which is a big market as well, and being able to open that. And I believe last week we talked about Kimberly Thompson. It was either that or it was on the Women of Power Slap, which is actually Darren's wife. Also up on the Power Slap website right now. So it looks like he was part of season 3. But one of the guys that's in the chat, and I don't know his real name, but he was in here earlier. He gave us a great tip. What is it? Yodu, I believe is his name. He put us on the trail. Got to give him props. He put us on the trail that we were able to see. Robert Trujillo, one of the coaches of season 3, as part of that Gladiator video. We see the blue team. We see the blue polo shirt. Robert Trujillo, one of the coaches. What do you think of that, Ding?
We had a lot of speculation around that time. Obviously nothing that we were able to distinctly confirm, but we knew we saw a combination of Azael, Turpin, Rob, and the Hawaiians, both the Crazy and his brother, the Hawaiian Hitman. But some of them live in Vegas and frequent Vegas, so we weren't sure what was what. So that gives us a little clarity. So we got one part of a coaching team, whether that's primary coaches or if they have assistant coaches, is Robert Trujillo. And I'm actually I think it's kind of funny that they sort of accidentally revealed that.
But yeah, I appreciate you bringing us on that. I think it's super cool. Obviously, we've seen before the coaches, squaring up against each other for title matches. We've seen that, both with KO, Chris, Emmanuel Muniz. So we'll see. What does that mean? We've speculated on who the other coach is. Potentially, are they bringing in a bunch of 155ers? Maybe there's going to be some speculation. Maybe there's going to be a tournament type of style season 3. Maybe the winner or the victor comes out. And maybe the grand finale of the whole thing is they're going to go up against Robert Trujillo. who knows? I mean, could be a lot of exciting things coming from this, but Robert is still being involved. We haven't seen him in a while. When was the last time we seen Robert Trujillo in the match? It was probably, was it 5 at the Durango?
No, he didn't compete at 5.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah, against Dallas Marlin.
No, he didn't compete at 5 because I was with him. I was at 5.
The Durango match. What was that? I mean, it was 6.
Six.
It was 6. So it was 6 last time we seen him. So I'm sure we want to get him back. I know all of us are craving to get that light title belt. I think a lot of people think that Robert Trujillo, let us know in the comment section. Do you think Robert Trujillo deserves a belt? Should he be next in line for that 155? I mean, there's nobody else in the division left. You know, is it the time now? Is it ready to get a belt in there? But let's hope.
Well, in order to make sure that he doesn't develop any back problems, they gotta make it a little lighter and smaller. So it's got to be a real lightweight belt.
The belt itself?
yeah, it's got to be a real lightweight belt because otherwise it might pull, a little small guy like that. It might,
might pull him down a little bit.
Yeah, 5'6", he might slice to like 5'4" or whatever.
That's funny. Well, like when talking to Manny, he says he hates taking out the belt because of how heavy it is. So maybe it'll be a problem for Robert.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He puts that thing on his shoulders, can be touching the ground. Because Manny's, I think, 6 foot.
Something like
that.
So
if Manny doesn't like it, there's no way because Rob fought MMA at 35. He's a smaller guy.
For sure. I always rag on Rob, but he knows I love him.
Look, here he is.
So, let's go.
Dakota McGregor in the flesh. What's up, brother?
Hey, oh yeah, what's up, man?
Well, we assume in the flesh, unless somebody just can't.
There he is in the flesh. Yeah, there he is, man.
It's that fast, but
yeah. I don't know. We've got a lot of impersonators in this channel now.
That's true.
So.
That's true. KO Chris Thomas does not. I don't think that's KO Chris.
Yeah. But let's get into it.
Oh, look, even the heavyweight champion thinks the belt is annoying to carry around.
That's awesome, man. But let's get into it, my man. I know we talked a little bit earlier, but let's bring in the man of the hour, Dwayne Crespo. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. Right off the bat, you got to get that beard trim before you show up to Vegas. You can't make a super heavyweight debut looking like that, my man.
I mean, it's a week out. I always do it like right before I leave the airport. So,
dude, don't listen to him. That's the strategy, bro. Can't beat him, join him, dude. Keep that thing.
Oh, good, man. How excited are you? Dane Biernes, the Hawaiian Hitman, #1 contender. You're getting it right off the bat. Is this what you wanted?
Yeah, I like how it's still like a nod to what I've done at heavyweight. So like I was #1 and #2 for a long time in heavyweight, so they just kept me in the same spot. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. What do you see, if any, there being challenges or any differences of moving up to super heavy?
I think the biggest challenge is just to see if we're right or not. We always say that the supers don't hit as hard because of mobility. This would be a good test to see if we're actually right. It's just a lot of guesswork at the end of the day. But if I end up taking the shot and be like, oh yeah, they definitely need more mobility to hit harder, or if you see me rocked out the gate, then you're like, all right, cool. We know what we have to do, and from there, But just to see if we're right or not. I think it's gonna be fine. It should be fine. I don't think that they hit that like crazy different as you guys are saying, but obviously to the first round we have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, I talked earlier. I said I think that sweet spot for you is about 385 to 390. Where do you plan to weigh in for this match?
So I usually walk around like 280, 285.
Sorry, 285. Yeah, my apologies.
Yeah, I usually walk around 280, 285. I would love to be 290 and maintain. I'm currently 285, so I think I'm probably just gonna sit right here. Keeping my mobility the same. I'm not trying to be sluggish out there either. Yeah. There's only you can't really put up muscle in like 2 weeks.
Totally.
So there's only so much I could do. So naturally just wanted to stay at where I'm supposed to be and then still move as I'm moving, that keeps a competitive edge.
Yeah. 100%. I remember a year ago talking to you about International Fight Week and what it would mean to be part of that and everything else. Once again, I mean, the stakes are high. I know Connor's not a part of it anymore.
Yeah.
But International Fight Week, you get your opportunity moving up to super heavyweight. A year further, the fan base is growing that much more. The excitement around this, moving to Fontainebleau, having 3,500 seats and spectators there. I mean, is it extra special this time around?
Yeah, it's definitely growing. We're traveling to different venues. What's cool is a year ago, International Fight Week, I was number 2 fighting number 1, Dorian Perez to, get that number 1 contender spot, and I won. And it looks like a year later, same fashion, different division. So it's kind of cool, like the nod to the past of where I've been, and then try to prove that I'm still doing very well.
Yeah. Ding. Got anything for Mr. Dwayne Crespo?
Can you confirm that you're keeping the beard, please?
Yeah, I'm not shaving the beard. I'm gonna shape it up though. I'm definitely gonna shape
But
it
you're
up.
not gonna leave the the length and
Yeah,
everything.
and I
All right,
like the
all right.
length. I like the length. They gotta keep it.
Yeah, like I said, can't beat them, join them, man.
Nah,
They're saying so. Actually, while we're on here, it looks like 9 minutes ago, Power Slap released Isaiah versus Wesley Drain, which we already actually knew because Isaiah said it on the middleweight grade debate. But obviously, we don't want to release anything till it's official. So this is the official notice: Isaiah Canones versus Wesley Drain, Power Slap number 8. What do
yeah.
you think? What's your thoughts on the match? Who you got?
I think so. I think that's a good match. Wesley has surprised me. I always thought that he might lose fights in the past, so I can't really bet against Wesley. He's that dark horse fighter in Power Slap. You really don't know when he's doing well, when he's not. When he's supposed to win fights, he loses, and then when he'll shock you and get these crazy knockouts. But he's won his like last 3, 4 in a row. So I think I probably have to go Wesley, a little more experienced than Isaiah right now.
So we've got KO Chris Thomas. I believe this is the meme page. He said that you've used a secret formula to grow out that luscious beard.
Yep.
So, no, man, it's great to see you out there. Are you bringing your father going to come out this time? You bringing family with you?
This was a short notice fight, so I don't think anybody could like make it off on time. I was just happy to be on part of the card. They called me, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So.
Awesome, man. I talked about it before. Have you thought about the size of the hand of some of these super heavies? We know the Hawaiians have just baseball glove mitts for hands. Have you thought about that potentially? And then we have seen Dane in the past throw with the left, and him also come out to say that he actually prefers the right. So is that playing in your mind at all?
I would like for him to overthink things. That always helps when fighters overthink it. It definitely goes into my favor there. So if he just shows up, does what he's supposed to, it's gonna make a harder fight. But he goes in there overthinking, it'd be a very easy night for me. As for the oversized hands, the only concern is that does the weight have a factor? It's the same thing before. I don't feel worried about the skill level.
Yeah.
It just is his hand heavier. Does that matter? Is his weight? Does it matter? I don't think it does. But again, until that very first round, you'll probably see in my face like a smile. That means I won. Or hey, we're gonna go through war. So
100%. I got to ask you, my man, how excited are you to be part of the Leaf trading card series that they just announced?
Yeah, that's cool, man. My whole childhood, playing sports growing up.
Yeah.
You get playing cards of these players. You don't even know who they are. You're just like, man, this is so cool. To be a part of that is pretty awesome. I know that Kudos Popcorn did one with me, and I have a few of those. But now to have like this organization do the same thing, it's pretty unreal,
Yeah. Can you bring me one to Vegas? I need a Dwayne Crespo card.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Awesome, my man. Awesome. Well, dude, we appreciate you as always. We look forward to releasing our pre-fight interview. So all the fans that are following, that want to follow Dwayne, Slap News is the place to be. We're going to get you that pre-fight interview real soon.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
awesome,
buddy. You. Take care, my man. Much love.
Much love.
Man, great. Dwayne Crespo able to join us as always, man. Great to see this all come about. The matches are coming out now. We see that they've changed their format up. They didn't just have a press release, unless you're looking online right now. Maybe they dropped the press release as we're on air here. It doesn't look like it quite yet. But Isaiah Quiones, Wesley Drain, which you said we knew because Isaiah let us know as part of, I believe, the great middleweight debate now. So we're pulling back about 3 weeks. But like you said, we didn't talk about it until now when we know it's official. Let's get into that a little bit because, I mean, man, that's kind of shaking things up. Is that a number one contender match to go up against Sean Davis?
I mean, it would make sense being that Wesley's only got a shot once. Obviously, there's an argument for Wesley to get a second shot at some point.
Mhm.
Even though that first match wasn't exactly competitive per se, I think for Isaiah it's interesting because I mean he just came back, and now he's drawing number 2, which is I think this is a good look for him. But whether or not he's ready for this is something that he'll have to show us on June 28th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out for sure. Quinones versus Drain. Like you said, I mean, Wesley's been around. I mean, he's showing a ton of confidence now, grabbing his crotch. We see him up there in slides. We know Isaiah wants to knock him out of those slides. I mean, go on, like how great would a knockout be when you knock a guy off his feet and his slides come off?
Yeah, that would be hilarious. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the grabbing your crotch and all that stuff. I think that's pretty wild for grown men to be doing. But
Yeah.
if you knock somebody out, I guess there's nothing the guy can do, right?
Totally. So we're seeing Isaiah here. We know he's taken slaps and fouls from, the likes of Russell Rivera. How do you think the power of Russell is going to compare to the power of Wesley?
I think the power of Russell's, I mean, on the far end of the spectrum for anybody, that's a powerful guy. The fact that he's taking those strikes really does, I think, give Isaiah quite a bit of respect and also, in some cases, some edge.
I definitely agree with you. Let's pivot now. Let's talk about that Leaf partnership. We've seen it come out. We brought you the deal. Like I said, everybody who jumped behind it, the enthusiasm seemed to be incredible for this partnership. A lot of guys, a lot of the strikers, incredibly excited the potential to be included into this set. We had the official press release. We were able to dive into it. And I mean, Frank Lemicelli also let us know that, we're excited to team up with Leaf to provide Power Slap fans with a unique opportunity to collect viral moments from the sport and participate in the first edition run of Power Slap trading cards. I mean, as a avid collector from back in the day, I mean, I still have cards sitting on my desk right now. Football, got Gary Vaynerchuk NFT cards. I mean, this is music to my ears. I know you're new into it, as you talked about before. Actually, this is even a cool one. You remember Chum-Li? Chum-Li Pokemon signed from, was it the pawn shop in Vegas? I think he's in jail now or something. I think so the value of that went to zero. The value of that went to zero, but it's great to see, man. Great to see these cards coming out. We were able to interview, like I said, CJ from Leaf earlier today. So that interview is going to drop tonight. I mean, now we just get this new fight announcement. So we're going to see, we have to get some pre-fight interviews out. We're going to play some segments from that interview that we did earlier today. I mean, it is amazing to see Power Slap and Leaf Trading Cards partnering up together in this milestone event to bring sports cards to the collectors and the fans of Power Slap. Let's talk about it. How did it all come together?
So one day in a meeting, we like to throw crazy ideas and, sometimes, things just stick, and Power Slap not having licensed trading cards seemed like a crime to us. So we, got together through IMG, and then through entities with Power Slap, and kind of just merged this perfect relationship together. So we're super thrilled to finally have licensed trading cards to the fans that deserve it.
So there's a clip it from earlier today. We get into the details. We break it down. There's some really cool things that are going to be coming. We know there's going to be the base set. We know that there's going to be numbered parallels. We know there's going to be one of one. For people that don't know, Leaf Trading Cards is kind of that alternative form of trading card. They do a lot of unique things. They do out of the box thinking. They're into pop culture. They launch pickleball cards, and it's very cool to see. I mean, trading cards have now gone from a true hobby in the early 80s and 90s to being an alternative form of investing now. And so people are purchasing these cards, they're stashing them away, they're trading, they're buy, selling, they're making money. And it truly is an alternative way of investing, which I think is incredibly exciting to see come into Power Slap. I mean, think about it. Every one of these cards is going to be a rookie card in this first set. So it's going to bring a lot of long-term value. You're going to want to get your hands on these first edition Power Slap cards. We also found out it's the first time we are going to get Dana White autos representing Power Slap. How exciting is that thing? You want to get your hands on one of those?
I want to get my hand on like a case of them.
A case of them? For sure.
Well, not going to give us cases, but we'll say boxes. I'll say box. Let me get like 5 of them.
Yeah.
It depends on what they're numbered out of. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I'll take Dana White autos. Those are good. The people will take them. You could put a Dana White auto for 301 and people will buy them, or SLS.
100%. Who do you think is going to be the one guy that you want to collect the most from this release?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I think Wolverine, honestly, because of what Wolverine's done in the past and what he's going to be known for in the future. The first, title holder in 2 different weight divisions. Victorious Power Slap #1. Wolverine for me is going to be one of those guys that I want to get as many cards as I can from this first series in my hands.
Yeah, I'll say DeBell. I'll say Damien DeBell. And the reason I say it is because the guy's just so dominant.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks like nobody can touch him. And I think with what he said in our latest interview about kind of the prosperity and how his original plan was to kind of walk away from the sport as he pursues law school, and now he's kind of reconsidering whether or not he can continue to just do this, being that he's sort of so dominant. I think Damien DeBell's got a bright future in this sport, and I think over the span of time, I also think his photos that they would produce on these cards, in theory, would be among some of the most entertaining.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's interesting because now we're going to get a whole new wave of collectors. We're going to get people that have never been into trading cards, or maybe potentially we're going to get some people that have been in baseball cards back in the 80s and 90s now into these actual trading cards. I think it's going to be really cool. And I mean, you're going to want to look at it in terms of investment. We know the rookie cards are the holy grail of any card. So the first time that these guys get their cards together with those rookie cards and the autos within that interview too, you're gonna have to watch it. It's going to be up later today, on our YouTube channel. But we got an insight as to what the first set is going to be. And we also have a little snippet here of some of the special features that may potentially be included in the set.
Sumo wrestlers, when they sign autographs, it's just dapping their hand on ink and, putting it on a picture. Like, how cool is it if, there's a 1-of-1 handprint of these guys available as a redemption, or, a knocked out tooth put into the card? Like, just the craziest things you can think of, like, we're open to doing. And I think that Greg's going to do a fantastic job when he designs this product.
Man, that's insane. I love the idea of the handprint. I think that is phenomenal. Obviously, something that would probably go on like an 8x10 or something. So like you said, redemption could be very, very cool. But a piece of a tooth, definitely outside of the box thinking for sure.
We would love to do that.
So there you go, my man. We have a first of its kind. We could have a tooth potentially. Whose tooth is it going to be in these trading cards? But the handprint. How exciting is that? Redemption, for you guys that don't know, essentially what happens, they put a cardboard stock redemption. You go online to their website, you put it in, and they'll ship it to you. But potentially get a whole handprint with ink for the fighters of a 1-of-1 redemption. That would be amazing. I love the out-of-the-box thing. I love how they are going to make this very unique and to make it distinct to Power Slap, not like any other set that they have in their catalog or what any of the big guys are doing. They're going to stand out with this product and that willingness to do so. We also know that it's going to start right away. They're going to be there next week in Las Vegas, collecting artifacts, collecting autographs to bring you guys this. The release is in the fall, and you're going to be following Slap News all the way into it to get the latest up-to-date information. Let us know. If you guys let us know in the comments, if you guys want us to do more content and shows, maybe we do some unique shows specifically about trading cards to help you guys get prepared for the release, things to look for, to be able to differentiate. We can break down some of the stuff on the buy sell. We can talk about eBay. We can talk about comps. How do we figure to establish, valuation of what cards are worth and whatnot. So just let us know. We'd love to be able to produce that, but let us know in the comments. You can DM us anytime on Instagram. We're super responsive there as well. So the card deal, I'm excited for. You're excited for. I mean, these deals just keep on rolling in time and time again. We wake up this morning and we find out that there's an all new merch drop partnership between Power Slap and a Fanatics experience. We've got those replica jerseys can now be purchased on the website. I will say there's a disclaimer there. They won't ship until potentially September. They're not ready to ship. You'll see there's a little icon up on the website there right now that'll show you the items that can ship. But you can get the tank tops, you can get the shirts, you can get the shorts, you can get the pants. They got a ton of other cool things as well. They've got mugs, they've got keychains, they've got decals, they've got stickers. Whatever you want to tickle your fancy and Power Slap and show it off with pride, you can now get it on the Fanatics website. Ding. Next week in Vegas, are we going to see you decked out head to toe? You're going to be getting on that airplane in all Power Slap gear?
No, unfortunately not, man. Not yet. I don't want to. I'm not a guy, a sore thumb kind of guy. I don't want to stick out too much. That's the former military in me, but I'll definitely have some Power Slap drip, and maybe I'll probably show it more on here than I will anywhere else.
Yeah, they're not bringing you in to be the warm up dummy.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Even though I guess without the beard, I could probably look like Bob.
Awesome, man. Yeah. So like we said, that up is launched, ready to go. I'm assuming we're going to see merch back at the live events. We haven't seen it for the last couple events. They haven't had a merch stand. I'm sure we're going to see some of this new stuff now. But very cool to see those jerseys, the exact jerseys that they're using on season 3. Very, very cool to see these come to fruition. Now you can get a replica jersey and rep it with pride. I mean, man, it just keeps on coming. We keep getting more fight announcements. It looks like we're in the heart of it. Let's talk about next week, all right? Because we're going to be there in Vegas. We're flying in on Tuesday. But guess what? Smack Talk's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. Same place, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. East Coast. We are going to have that live show. We're not skipping out. We're not getting away from it. We are going to be here next week. Then on the Wednesday, we're going to be bringing you guys behind the scene footage. So if you haven't subscribed to our Instagram, you're going to want to do so. /news. We're going to bring you guys backstage footage, behind the stage footage on that Wednesday. We're going to be talking to the fighters. We're going to be getting some clips. We're going to be talking to them before their fights. On the Thursday, we're going to have the weigh-ins are going to take place. We're going to be there getting the weigh-ins and the face-offs, giving you photos and videos from that particular event the day before. And of course, we're going to be there capturing evergreen content throughout the entire process. And then Friday, it is fight night on Friday. We're going to be there. UFC X as well. We're going to be spreading the love of Power Slap to the UFC fighters. We're going to keep on making it happen. Are those sports cards got in your hand, Ding? Is that what I just seen?
Yeah, this is a new shipment I just got in. So if you guys don't think I'm serious, look at all these top loaders.
Yeah, like I said, man, we're going to be at UFC X Friday, Saturday. We're going to be talking to some of the UFC fighters about Power Slap, their love for it. We're going to be in some reaction videos again, as always. And then, of course, we're going to be there fight night. We're going to be in the post-fight interviews and the press conferences, bringing it to you across multiple platforms. We're going to be streaming it on Rumble, on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook. So make sure you are tuning in on one of those for all the up-to-date information. What are those, my man? What do you got?
Look at the difference in the card kind of aesthetic, right? So you got PFL here with Kayla Harrison, 2022, and then you got Yan Xiaonan, 2024 Midnight product difference. So you just kind of look, even the card stock is thicker on this one here. You can see. So we expect, we expect higher quality stuff because you can see, the PFL, whoever they manufacture through with Upper Deck versus, UFC obviously has tops now. But we expect Leaf to look more like this and less like this.
Awesome, my man. Great as always. Is there anything in the comments that we haven't got to? Any of the guys wanted to talk about anything?
No, Drain versus Quinones, obviously we kind of touched on. Everybody's kind of talking to each other. It seems like there's a lot of friends in here, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think, I'm just really excited to see what this event has in store, and what kind of matches. I'm still standing by what I said a few weeks ago. We need the women. Where are the women? We need women. So hopefully we see something about women in the coming days. I'm assuming this is kind of going to be what we get. We may get a official release once all the cards are let out, but just based on what they're doing so far, it looks like every so often they'll release a card to tell us a match that's taking place at Power 7 number 8.
Yeah, I mean the content is going to be coming fast and furious. We probably have another, I don't know, we're probably get another 5 matchups at least. So expect another 9 or 10 interviews for pre-fight released from us from now until the event. You're going to get a minimum of 1 a day or more. We're going to be bringing you some, some betting stuff. We're going to bring you some match breakdowns. We're going to bring you behind the scenes stuff. And of course, as always, the live show. We're not going to have a second live show this week. We're going to take this Friday off because of the amount of content we're going to be bringing to you guys. I think it's time we get going though, my man. Let's get these pre-fight interviews happening. Let's, release some of the stuff now. They got Wesley Drain out and Isaiah Quiones. All right, my man. Till next time, stay strong, my dude.